Geoffrey, when a country suffers civic orientation, and they are about to wallow in penury, depression, and retrogression, when the people themselves, who are supposed to know the kind of leaders, they should stand firm, okay, to elect them during a process like this, where they will have this only 4 years again before they can get another leadership. And they decide to go to toe the line of inducement. Inducement, when we talk about inducement, nobody is forcing you to take anything from him or her. You have the right of choice, whether to say no or yes. If you bring some amount of money to me today and ask me, please take this money and do otherwise, some of us have been approached in those kind of manner, but we resisted because we wanted something better, something new, something innovative. And it's the same thing that I expect from people who go out to cast their votes during election. I think this overemphasis on INEC not doing the right thing or doing the right thing or whatever, in this case, it's not INEC. INEC at every given point can never support people to go on the day of election when you are to cast your vote. I can't remember when INEC has embarked in that kind of, orientation programs or maybe publicity, telling people to go to the vote and don't worry, just align yourself with people who give you money to vote for them. So in this case, human factor is one of the things we have to deal with in this country. And if we continue to go the same way without a positive attitudinal change towards how we elect our leaders, of course, obviously, this is what we'll continue to get, for God's sake. So I think, Mr. Geoffrey, one of the major problems that we have in this country, frankly speaking, is that the electorate themselves, maybe I think they are not really yet ready for the real desired change that we need in our society. People continue to tell you there is hunger in the land, and so that now becomes a reason why they will now, submit themselves to inducement. That is not a reason at all. In fact, the fact that you are even going through those pains, is a reason why you should have a retrospect in yourself that, look, I need to do something new, something different. I keep saying this all the time. If people can fast for 30 days or 40 days, is it only one day that you cannot fast to resist the man who is coming to give you 10,000, 20,000 or whatever amount of money he's giving to you to
Bishop Amakiri, your point is well noted, but the accusation is that it's politicians like yourself, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the political class, that have, quote and unquote, whether it's a consensus or not deliberately, impoverished the people so that the power to be rational is almost taken away from them, weaponizing poverty. Because we see budgets being proposed, budgets being implemented, and then we don't see the impact of some of these things on the lives of the people. And every election cycle, somehow money comes out to be able to do some of these criminal activities during election. So what do you say to that? Because now you want to blame the people.
I disagree with you. And I still maintain my stand that the people have a decision they can take to liberate themselves. It depends on that bold step that they've decided to take. If the politicians are, careless in the way they conduct themselves, or if the politicians are not compassionate about serving the people, then what do you do to pay them back? You pay them back during electioneering period when they are on their knees seeking for your vote. And that's why I gave the illustration about people fast 30 days. People fast 40 days. I've seen a video, on the social media in Ghana where politicians adopted the kind of strategy some of our Nigerian politicians do during election, carrying bag of rice and others, incentives to go and give people. It's also part of inducements. It must not be just only money.
Well,
and these guys rejected those bag of rice. They were throwing it back to the pickup or the vehicle that was carrying that, and was chanting, "We don't need your rice. We don't need your." I mean, I've never seen that kind of reaction or action taken by the Nigerian electorate. And that's what I'm saying. If we continue to lay the blames only on politicians, the politicians don't mind whatever name you call them. Some of the politicians, they don't mind whatever name you call them. All they're after is they want to win their election. And that is why you see people selling properties, doing everything possible
well, Mr. Amakiri,
to ensure that they win election.